Alright guys, so welcome back to another brand new video. I hope you guys are all doing well tonight. In this video, we're going to talk more about Bitcoin. So Bitcoin right now is still sitting at $26,000, just like where we saw it, early this morning. We actually saw Bitcoin a couple of hours ago go back down, all the way down to around $25,400, and it is in fact, it did obviously, bounce back up to, this level of $26,000. So you guys clearly see Bitcoin is still holding strong at this level of 26k. No momentum so far for Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency market, right? You guys clearly see the market overall is still not really moving. It's slightly down 0.36%, but you guys clearly see for the past 24 hours, not much movements is in fact happening for altcoins and Bitcoin. So there's not much momentum. Okay, we're not really seeing much movement in the market right now. So in this video, guys, I want to really show you guys some new charts for Bitcoin, of course, indicating that a massive Bitcoin bull run is in fact coming, okay, for Bitcoin. Okay, it is in fact coming, and I've been mentioning this many times. I really do see Bitcoin reaching at least 50k towards the end of this year in 2023. I have in fact been mentioning that many times, and I still personally believe that we will in fact see that happening for Bitcoin. So that's exactly what I want to show you guys. Okay, there is in fact a fair few charts. So I'm going to start off with this one. Bitcoin right now is obviously holding very tight. Okay, at this level of $26,000, it's pretty much consolidating. Okay, not much movement, but this chart really does show you guys that soon enough, okay, potentially in the next few months, okay, maybe not next month in September, because we all know September usually Bitcoin doesn't really perform that great. Okay, we know that usually September is a bad month for Bitcoin, but October, the next month after that one, Bitcoin's gonna perform pretty well in my opinion, right? I really do believe this month, this year for October, we're gonna see Bitcoin perform pretty well, because when in October, usually Bitcoin does perform pretty well. But you guys clearly see soon enough, okay, who knows when, but soon enough, this is what's going to happen for Bitcoin short term, okay, in the next couple of months, okay, and potentially, yes, we could potentially see Bitcoin drop further down to the downside. If we don't, this is what we should be seeing for Bitcoin, right? It's going to break that level of $31,000 and it's going to reach a new high of 32k. Once that actually happens, Bitcoin's going to continue to rise up and have another leg up, okay, have another pump up. Okay, so it's going to go to 32 to 35 to 40, and it's just going to continue on from there, guys. Okay, so be excited for that. Now, Bitcoin, okay, is in fact sort of, repeating on what it did back in 2019. So 2019 versus where we are now in 2023, you guys can clearly see we reached the bottom and had a little pump, a little retest. You guys can clearly see it. Then obviously we had the COVID crash. And then, of course, that is when, guys, we did in fact see a massive pump once the halving happened in 2020 for Bitcoin, right? So pretty much the same thing, right? We hit a bottom, okay, $15,000. We know Bitcoin was in fact slowly recovering, okay, and right now it's having a retest, and it's holding this support level, this very strong, support level right here for Bitcoin. So if we see Bitcoin potentially break this level, right, then yes, we're going to drop further down to the downside. If we don't, then we're going to see Bitcoin potentially, have another bounce back up. It's going to eventually bounce back up to around $30,000. So some exciting times, guys. So Bitcoin is still holding pretty strong, I must say, even though, yes, it did in fact have a pretty decent crash a couple of days ago. We know that, but it's still holding pretty strong in my personal opinion, right? So you guys clearly see, for all the people out there that are wondering why is it a good time right now to buy Bitcoin, because I have in fact been mentioning that many times, that right now is the perfect time to buy Bitcoin. And I've been saying, Bitcoin is nowhere near back up to its previous all-time highs. We are still in bear conditions. Okay, we're not 100% in the next bull market just yet, and Bitcoin right now is below 30k. So if you really think about it right now, we're still in the buy zone, right? But you guys clearly see right here, Bitcoin's daily RSI reaches levels this low, it is usually a good time to buy. Okay, so you guys clearly see, okay, at the top here, it has reached this level, okay, all the way down here to this line, and that's usually indicating that it is in fact a good time to buy Bitcoin. Okay, so you guys clearly see, it's obviously still a great time to buy Bitcoin. And I've been mentioning this many times, when Bitcoin was even at a level of, $30,000, when Bitcoin a couple of weeks ago back, right, when Bitcoin was in fact around 30K, I told you guys that it was in fact obviously a great time to buy, okay, because we were still in the accumulation zone, we were still in the buy zone, okay. So imagine, right, Bitcoin has dropped all the way back down to $26,000, right, and we could potentially see Bitcoin drop further down to the downside. I'm telling you guys right now, take this as an opportunity to buy as much Bitcoin as you possibly can at this level. We're going to have another shakeout, right, another pullback for Bitcoin, and I believe this is going to be the last one until we see Bitcoin actually bounce back up, and then it's just going to absolutely pump up from there on. Okay, we're going to see new highs for this year in 2023, right? So yes, like I told you guys, okay, just in this chart right here, this chart is pretty similar. Bitcoin is in fact holding this very, very strong support level right now of $26,000. It's obviously consolidating at this level. Now, of course, if we see Bitcoin continue to drop further down from this level, this support level, then of course, yes, Bitcoin's going to drop further down to the downside. But if we don't see any of that, then Bitcoin will potentially keep rising up to the upside. Okay, so we will see, guys, okay, what's going to happen with Bitcoin in, of course, the next few days, and of course, the next few weeks, right? But yes, you guys clearly see huge bull run is about to begin for Bitcoin. A massive bull run is in fact about to happen. You guys clearly see throughout previous bull runs that we have in fact been seeing for Bitcoin back in 2013 and of course 2017 and of course 2020, right? Versus now, right? A massive bull run, okay, is in the lines for Bitcoin, guys. So some exciting times up ahead for us, Bitcoin holders and investors, right? And of course, even traders. It's looking very, very bright for Bitcoin for the future. Okay, you guys clearly see that, right? So be ready, guys. Okay, be prepared for this. Now, this one's actually very, very simple to understand. You guys clearly see that, right? So a lot of people, especially the newcomers that are coming into, the crypto space, and of course, involving with, investing into Bitcoin and whatnot, right? A lot of people, their emotions, they don't know how to control it, okay? So you guys have to understand, when Bitcoin reached a new all-time high, okay, that's when a lot of people are in fact happy. And that's when a lot of people like to buy in because it's pumping. Okay, a lot of people like to, chase those green candles, and that's when they want to invest, right? When they see the market pumping, they have FOMO and they pretty much buy in. But when the market is crashing and, Bitcoin reaches a new low, everything's not looking too good, there's a lot of FUD out there, people think it's over, right? And that's exactly what this chart is in fact showing. So you guys clearly see where we are right now. A lot of people think it's over for Bitcoin, especially back in November and December when Bitcoin, we saw it at, 16K, and at one point we saw it as low as $15,000. A lot of people thought, it's over for Bitcoin. Okay, now let's just say, put an example in 2017, right? So we saw Bitcoin reach as high as around, I think it was around $19,000, close to 20K back in 2017, right? When we had the 2017, bull market, we saw Bitcoin reach a new high. And that was absolutely beautiful, right? Amazing times. And then, unfortunately, we actually saw Bitcoin drop massively. It went all the way down to like below $4,000. Okay, and a lot of people thought it was over. When Bitcoin was all the way down here around like $3,000. Okay, I think it was. Let me just double check on that because I'm not actually quite sure. I actually forget, guys. So 2017. Yeah, it went all the way down to like $3,200. So at one point it was at like $19,000. I don't know if you guys can see that. Okay, it's showing $17,000, but I'm pretty sure Bitcoin went all the way to like 19K. But anyways, it was close to 20K, and then it went all the way down to $3,000, $3,200. You guys can clearly see that, right? So when Bitcoin dropped that much, a lot of people thought it was over for Bitcoin. Bitcoin will never go back up to that 17K level or that 19K level ever again. But obviously it was, right? In the next, bull market, went even higher than, $17,000. It went all the way up to around $69,000, right? You guys clearly see that, right? So you guys understand, okay, right now where we are right now, a lot of people think it's over for Bitcoin. Bitcoin's going to drop all the way down to like back down to its previous lows. Okay, it's going to drop further down to like, $12,000 to $10,000. No, it's not, guys. Okay, I'm telling you guys that right now. We have never seen a Bitcoin ever, okay, reach back down to its previous bottom. Okay, once Bitcoin reaches a bottom and it slowly, forms a new pattern up to the upside, it's not going to go back down to its previous bottom, right? That has never happened in Bitcoin history, and you guys can just clearly see that. So it's all ups from here, guys. Okay, so I really do believe personally that we're going to see more pullbacks. Okay, and this is going to be the last one. This is going to be the last shakeout, and then we're going to see Bitcoin absolutely pump up to the upside, guys. So it's not over for Bitcoin. Please understand that. A lot of people think right now it's over for Bitcoin. You know, Bitcoin's never going to go back up to its previous all-time highs of 69K, close to 70K. But I'm saying, guys, right now, in the next bull market, it's going to even reach higher than that. We know that every single time, guys, we enter the next bull market, a new bull market, right? It always reaches a new all-time high, no matter what. And we know the Bitcoin halving is obviously going to happen in the next few months, like 8 months. So that's literally right around the corner. That's less than a year from now. So understand a massive, massive pump is coming for Bitcoin, guys. So please understand this. Okay, so that's that. Now, before I end this video, I just really wanted to show you guys this and why it's actually very important to, you know, take your profits. Okay, it's very important to take, you know, to take your profits, especially with altcoins. I'm telling you guys right now, especially with altcoins, right? And that's why I was telling you guys, you know, in the next bull market, I'm gonna sell a majority of my altcoins. Okay, I'm gonna sell some Ethereum, not all of them. Okay, because I really do believe there's more momentum for Ethereum in the next, you know, long term, like years, right? So I'm holding my Ethereum for long term, but you guys understand, like lower cap altcoins, okay, it's really important to take a profit. So you guys can see this is a Dogecoin millionaire. Okay, he says here, I used to have $3 million in Doge, now it's worth $50,000. What happened? Okay, so you guys clearly see, yes, when Dogecoin was reaching its peak, his portfolio was as high as $2.9 million, and I believe it was even higher than that. This wasn't his highest, 2.9. It was actually like over 3 mil. I remember back in 2021, right? I actually saw his portfolio. He actually like showed us when he was like filming a video, I'm pretty sure, right? So his portfolio was way more than 2.9 mil, right? It was like over 3 mil, and now his portfolio is worth 50K. So this is just a great example, guys, of pretty much always take your profits. Understand, guys, when you take your profits, that is how you make money. You know what I mean? And clearly, this Dogecoin millionaire, he's no longer a millionaire now, right? But I really do believe, you know, Dogecoin will eventually go back up to its previous highs and reach a new high, potentially maybe in the next bull market. That's just my personal opinion, right? So I think he will eventually become a millionaire once again. But this is just a great example, guys, of always taking your profits. You know, no one has ever gone broke taking profits. Please understand that, guys, right? So in the next bull market, I'm clearly obviously going to take majority of my profits. I'm going to sell some Bitcoin, okay, unfortunately, right? I always tell you guys, right, like if you need the money, sell it. But if you don't need the money, then don't sell it, right? So yes, guys, I'm obviously going to take some of my profits, not all of it. Okay, I'm not going to sell all of my Bitcoin, all of my Ethereum, and my other altcoins that I'm in fact personally holding. I'm going to sell majority of them, okay? And that's that, right? But for my Bitcoin, I'm not going to sell all of them. Please understand that, guys, right? I'm simply going to be hodling majority of my Bitcoins. You know, Bitcoin is a different story compared to like these other lower cap altcoins. You know what I mean? Because Bitcoin is the big guy. The dominance for Bitcoin is way higher than these other altcoins, right? And we know Bitcoin is a great long-term investment, right? Compared to these other altcoins. But yeah, I just really wanted to end of this video just showing you guys that it's okay to always take profits. And this is just a great example to always take your profits, guys. Okay, always. But guys, I'm gonna go ahead and end this video. I hope you guys all enjoyed it. Give a thumbs up, and of course subscribe to the channel if you guys have not yet already. I really appreciate that as always. And I'll catch you guys all in my next video. Have a good one, guys.